Hello, my name is Hope, and today's video is going to be a bit of a rant. I feel like the last few years I've been on such an in-depth journey, spiritual journey around spiritual community in general. And I just feel like spiritual community is completely rotten, dead, lifeless, not growing us at all. And I've been running into this issue in the spiritual community. And I blame it a lot on CIA social engineering to push people into hyper subjectivity where subjective truth is all that fucking matters and there's no love for any objective truth or reality. And therefore, what I find in spiritual community is that these people absolutely hate discussion. They hate it. They hate peaceful discourse. They can't make it peaceful. It becomes too emotional for them. And I'm making this video today because I literally just had another experience of getting blocked out of a group literally less than like a couple hours after I made my first post. Like, they blocked me, and luckily she didn't steal all my money. Like the last person I was with, they were happy to steal all my money, and they were trying to act like they were so generous to have not stolen my money because they disagreed with my opinion so badly, even though they're trying to martyr Charlie Kirk because he died for his opinions, which his opinions was that children should be starved and slaughtered and tortured. And so that means that his body, his etheric energy, can be harnessed by angels. And we've got this group of people saying that we need to be harvesting and harnessing the energy of Charlie Kirk. Like, what the hell? Gigi Young, what the hell? And at this point, it's so obvious to me that you are CIA. You work for CIA. I've always had a bad feeling about Dark Journalist, and I was so confused why you are working with him. But you know what? It's all starting to make sense to me because little do you know, I've got the fucking algorithm. I watch all these different people, and I know I may be spiritual, but I'm not a coward. I watch comedians, I watch the news. I got tough fucking skin, okay? I can handle some heavy energy and still ground myself in Christ because all I live for is Christ, okay? And I get on this I get in this forum to be Christly, to literally say, why are we demonizing? Why are we going into this us versus them conversation? Can't you see that there's pain on both sides? Why are we saying that Charlie Kirk is a martyr when he's openly said he was paid to say the shit that he is saying? He got paid by Mossad. He said he got paid. Okay? I'm not making that up. And it just blows my mind why it feels like every time I get in a group and there's such an obvious CIA bullshit going on, and I point it out, and of course I'm flocked, and it's got me wondering, like, how many actual CIA agents are out here, are on these fucking streets brainwashing people, because it has to be a certain amount of people that's just like brainwashed drones running around and programming other people, and they're not explicitly or consciously CIA, because it doesn't make sense. There's no way it could be that many fucking people that are this crazy and this dumb and this self-destructive, because it is self-destructive. And the crazy thing to me too was that Rudolf Steiner, like, Gigi Young is all about anthroposophy, and Gigi, like, Rudolph specifically predicted that anthroposophy was going to fall victim to clique culture, and that is immediately what y'all engaged in. Not a single one of you was capable of actually engaging with any of the points that I had made in that forum, and you immediately went into like a parent trying to scold me or attack my character and put words in my mouth, and at a certain point, y'all were the one who were lying. Y'all were so triggered you couldn't even read my message. And the whole point of my message was saying this was an attack on you. Y'all want to say that Charlie Kirk was a martyr or this or that, the other. And what I'm saying is this was a psychological attack on you, on every single person who witnessed this. It was an attack. And the thing is, y'all proved me exactly right. And then you blocked me and you perma-banned me forever, Gigi. And I have been watching you since I was 18 fucking years old. I've been watching you for almost 10 years now. And this is what loyalty is repaid, right? There's no respect for my own humanity that maybe I have reasoning for my explanation, which again, like, how are we going to completely assume we know exactly what a person is saying, how they're saying it through only text? And y'all aren't sitting here and having an actual conversation with me. Y'all don't know me, and yet y'all will be in here backing each other up, saying, oh, this person's, they're just hot-headed, they're the angry one in the group, they're just passionate though. And but then it's so hypocritical, it's so two-faced, it's so fake. It is so fake. Y'all act just like dogmatic fucking Christians on your fake ass high horse, and y'all are doing the exact thing you are attacking over. And this is what Armand is though. And like, why can't we sit down and talk about this? Why can't we acknowledge this? Why does it have to be an echo chamber? Do you not see that this is what the CIA wants? This is what they're trying to do. They're trying to socially program us to be in these schizophrenic, luciferic, delusional little echo chambers, these little subjective reality bubbles, so that we never actually care about the way we're actually being abused. I feel like I'm going crazy. I feel like it's literally been 10 years of me jumping around from spiritual community to spiritual community and just finding all of the different ways that literally it seems like every single one of us is fucking crazy, is out of our goddamn minds. And the problem is there's so much on purpose. There is agenda and attention. There is intention to confuse and to lie and to get everyone feeding their energy to anything except truth in Christ. Y'all are not accepting at all. This was literally one of the most intolerant groups I have ever been in. Gigi Young is an absolute fucking fail. It is so embarrassing. It was literally like middle school immaturity, middle school cliques, hive mind. Like everyone has to have the exact way of expressing themselves, the exact same. And it's like, this is supposed to be a cult of individuality, of developing a sacred I in Christ, and you can't make room for somebody even with their fucking imperfections, which, like, why are you gonna hold people to a standard of Christ? Why are we expecting people to be absolutely perfect, and then you block them before they can even come back, before they can even defend themselves? You put words in my mouth and then you block me, you perma-ban me before I can ever even make my point? And say that I'm the monster, I'm sadistic, because y'all were so triggered you couldn't even read my post properly, because that's never what I said. And if you actually read it, you would know that that's never what I said. All of these people want to pretend like they give a fuck about anyone. And you don't. All you'll care about is yourself. Death doesn't fucking matter. Are you actually spiritually wise or not? It doesn't matter. How you feel about death, that is your own fear of death. Charlie Kirk doesn't care anymore. Charlie Kirk is dead. He is gone. Why? We don't care. You're not supposed to. You are not supposed to. them making it live, this was my whole point in making the post. This was a ritual to traumatize as many people as possible, to program chaos into your fractured psyche. That is how it works. Which, Gigi, you pretend like you know about MK Ultra, and yet they are doing it to you, and you are actively feeding into this ritual, and it makes me very suspicious, especially with how much you teach and you act like you know about hive mind consciousness, and that is exactly what you are cultivating on your website. And there's nobody there to call you out because they will just be permanently banned, right? No room for criticism, no room for feedback unless it comes in a manipulative clown, fake nice ass mask. That's what you want. You want fake niceness. You want Lucifer to feed you cyanide that tastes like candy. Not everything has to be nice. Read the Bible. Jesus wasn't nice. And that was the point I was going to try to make with y'all before you banned me, is that Jesus was out here whipping and overturning tables, lashing at people, literally. There is space for violence. There is a space for violence to defend and protect yourself. And Charlie Kirk only felt Charlie Kirk did not believe everyone had the right to free speech or to freedom of movement or to any of our divine human rights. And yet we are trying to say he's a martyr when he is getting paid by Mossad. And he said himself he was going to get killed by Israel because he has not been upholding any value he actually cares about. Gigi, I know that you are CIA because I can see the pipeline. I watch Kurt Metzger, and Kurt Metzger interviewed dark journalists. Kurt Metzger also interviewed Blair White, who is now all of a sudden claiming that her family is supposed Rusa Christians that are actually like dark satanic witches, and that she actually knows all about ESP because she was MK Ultra as a kid in Gate. And then she's having some UFO lawyer fake ass government pundit on her channel spouting alien progenitor god theory. So show me how all of that shit is connected. How there isn't a fucking agenda to confuse the absolute shit out of everyone about what the real truth, the real path to Christ is, which is your own damn humility, your own honesty, your own capacity to be grounded in reality. It always comes back to truth. It always comes back to truth. And it is objective. It is not subjective. Your relationship with Christ can be subjective, but it is based in an objective reality. We need help. There is a spiritual world that is directly interwoven with this physical world. We need to acknowledge it. But if you are blocking anyone who is trying to jump into that conversation, you are shooting yourself in the foot. And that is the irony of all of this. For you, Gigi, and for everyone in the past, Selena Cress, Ann Perry, for Ashtar Ray, all of you fake ass witches, you fake ass priestesses. You shoot yourselves in the foot. Half of you, even like Ashtar, she knows that she is crooked. She knows that she is on that degenerating path, but she is so narcissistic. She believes herself to be that exception. That is the part of all of us that we need to be watching out for. The part that feels like the exception. None of us are exceptional. That is why we are here. We need to work. We are flawed. That is why we need Christ. So thank you for refunding me my money and not stealing my money because you don't like the way I love Christ, the way I follow Christ. I don't even know who this video is for. I'm just so mad that she blocked me before I could even defend myself. They just immediately, guilty as charged, permaban. Nobody's ever actually going to read your post. We're just going to see the comments of everyone else putting words in your mouth and not actually clarifying any of what you said. And story of my fucking life. People take one look at me and assume they know everything about me, and they don't know shit. And I don't look like any of what I have been through or what I know. And all of you are hyper materialists because you think you can judge somebody on the surface like that by their body. Christ lives in the heart, and you have no idea what resides in someone's heart unless Christ has opened your eye. So you don't know me. You don't know my relationship with Christ. And you don't get to bully me. You don't get to gang bully me on your dumbass premium website. Thank you. Subscribe if you are tired of spiritual toxicity and bullshit. And what do we all really want? We just want to get closer to Christ. We just want to be the best version of ourselves, to be a conduit of Christ. And that is what I am passionate about. That is what I am working towards. That is my true value. And I am willing to see as many opinions or perspectives as it takes. And I warn you to not be a coward to ideas that make you feel uncomfortable. Do not run with the tail between your legs. Do not be afraid to sit in these ideas. You are still free to reject them, but do not run away from it. Thank you for watching. Have a good day.